Um, I think my passion for music stems from my passion for creativity. And as a kid, I know I was kind of creating puppet shows, and I was creating poetry and writing poetry, and just extremely creative, to a point where I had an imaginary friend when I was about between 6 and 8 years old. And I remember my mother then addressing it with the pediatrician, and the response was, "Let him be." And I think it's that phrase in itself, "let him be," just allowed me to be free. And with the creativity, I found music. My father can sing a bit, and we obviously grew up in church. But I was by no means a singer as a young man. I think I picked that up very late. I only started singing at 16, which traditionally is quite late. So, I mean, I'd like to answer the question by saying it stems from a passion for just creativity, yeah, an extension of that. To be able to describe the sound is it's an interesting one, because I've had a career that this year marks 15 years since my first song came out. And throughout 15 years as an artist, you fluid, you develop, you go through pop, R&B, some dance, but it's, for the most part, I would put it within the genre of R&B, pretty much so. And I think that's the sound and the feeling that the music has had. It's always been able to cross over between soul and pop. So you said it was commercial enough for radio and the normal ear, but it was soulful enough for people to understand that style of music. Who I am is very difficult to answer, because I feel like we are ever evolving human beings. And with each moment of growth, we redefine ourselves. So I will pass on that one, because if I have to answer, I'd say I'm an ever evolving and improving human being. Where my inspiration comes from, I think I draw it from maybe the experiences. I draw it from the greatest place it comes from is having the awareness to be present in each moment. So by having the awareness, I'm inspired by things that might not inspire the normal person. Whether it's a conversation with a stranger, whether it's chatting to the homeless guy on the side of the street, whether it's going into a business meeting, whether it's something with a loved one, family member. So it's kind of just remaining aware in that space. Firstly, I think, when the pandemic and the lockdown, it was the first time that I wasn't calm immediately. Having a career in the arts for a long period of time, you get to learn how to embrace uncertainty and remain calm in these moments. But when the lockdown hit, it was a very different kind of energy. All the shows got cancelled. We couldn't leave the house. I couldn't perform. And obviously, from a financial standpoint, the entertainment industry was affected immensely. At the beginning, I took a few weeks just to let it sink in. So that was the hardest part, just trying to understand, what if this will stay for a very long time? As soon as I understood where I was, I then embraced a calmer attitude, and then started to think clearly, because you can't think clearly when you're panicking. You can't make informed decisions if you're not still. So I took time to just become still and try and figure it all out. And then as it went on, I think I looked at not what I was losing, but I looked at what I could gain. One of the things I could gain was time. One of the things I could gain was embracing other things that I thought were extras in my career, such as social media campaigns with brands, such as my radio show, which at that point was a weekend show. And I put my focus into those things that were available to me. And once I did that, everything, my attitude changed towards it, and everything started coming in. And I was fortunate enough to have the radio show over that period. And I think the greatest thing I learned is that it's an old saying that you can't put all your eggs in one basket. And to diversify my skill set and just treat everything with the same amount of excellence, which I do. But I think over the pandemic, I had the time to understand my processes a bit better. So with 2022, it's about getting the processes better. It's about still striving for excellence. And it's about not treating things as side things and main things. It's about looking at each thing as important as the other. I think, I still want to continue to upskill in certain spaces, but I find the space I'm in right now, being able to do different things is really cool. But in the same breath, I think it's not too long ago, the music space as a host, doing interviews on radio, whether it's podcast, whether it's TV, whether it's video, online, whatever it may be. I think playing in the music space as a host who understands music, as a host who can relate to the artist and the music, just to create more specialized experiences. And I think that's what my short to medium term future looks like. And I want to be the best in that space. And I am working towards that, honing my craft currently, and just trying to create as many moments as possible.